So you want to learn how to domesticate any wild animal? Except mosquitoes. I hate mosquitoes. They are the worst. They are worse than poison ivy because at least poison ivy doesn't try to come inside my house to drink my blood and make me itchy because it's a plant. It has no teeth. Mosquitoes are the worst and they are a no-no when it comes to domestication because they can give you diseases. Also, I guess you could say they suck. First way to tame any animal if you're choosing, become a Disney princess. Not that Disney princess.
Of who you are.
We all know why.
She's just a copy and paste of Isabelle. And she's flat.
As we all know, Disney princesses have so much trauma. But the ones with dead moms seem to be able to talk to animals. So, I mean, look at Pocahontas. No mom. Look at Cinderella. No mom. Snow White. No mom. Look at Ariel. No mom. Got hit with a ship and got turned into a turned into sushi. But at least Ariel can now talk to fish and birds. You don't want a dead maternal figure because you actually like your mom, or you're just too lazy, you know. You could always become a fairy. Now, how do you do that, you may ask? Well, simple. You get an ice cube, some slime, some glitter, some gasoline, and then you stir it all up real good until it's black. And then you drink it all down. Now, if you're not dead, that's a good thing because that means you're gonna have fairy wings overnight. Or cancer, who knows? Now, if that doesn't work, time to move to plan B. Go to your local zoo. Walk up to the wolf enclosure with your little bucket in hand. Make sure they're wolves though, because this won't work if they're not wolves. Okay, make sure they're not jackals or hyenas or whatever that thing is. Now that we know the wolves are wolves and the humans are humans, we can go inside our little bowl and grab bones. Throw bones at the wolves, throw bones at men, throw bones at the women and children too. Now, you may be wondering, how do I get bones? Well, simple, you have over 207 bones in your body. You don't need them all. Why not share some of your bones with the world, unless you're selfish? Are you selfish? Share them all. Share all. After all your personal data is on the internet. Why not share a few bones? Now, you may also be wondering how a gummy bear, such as myself, made of gelatin that has no bones in their body, acquired bones. And may I say, they were not ethically sourced. I borrowed them from people in the graveyard. Do with that information as you please. Now, if none of these work, then you just weren't meant to tame animals and ride corgis. Morning to ya, gummy bears. Today, we're gonna find out how to become Jacksepticeye. First off, you gotta be Irish. But unfortunately, I ain't Irish. I'm American. Now, I bet you're wondering, how do I become Irish? Well, simple. You must summon Michael Zowski, okay? Travel all the way to Ireland. Have him marry the Blarney Stone, okay? If you don't know what that is, it looks like this. Or this. This is more accurate. Then you have them have kids. And then once their kids are of legal age, you marry them. And then you become a citizen of Ireland. Or you could not do that and just go to Ireland and live there. Then you will have to get a visa, and then you would have to sign papers, and that just takes too long. That's like 3 years off your lifespan, okay? The original idea is so much better and not as complicated at all. Next step, you need to learn how to become a pro gamer. Okay, look at these skills. Look at these mad skills.
Oh, Jesus, I can't keep up. I'm so tired.
Can you compete with those mad skills? It's so crazy, man. Look at these how to become a pro gamer, you may ask? Well, simple. You got a video game. You gotta learn to hit. You gotta learn to pow. You know? Gotta become a pro gamer. Third of all, it's very important, okay? You gotta learn how to pull off a beanie, green hair, and a man bun, okay? This is very important, or else you're gonna end up looking like a barista, a ripoff of Billie Eilish, and or that guy from My Little Pony that looks like every single male yoga instructor in media, okay? Also, you're gonna be foaming at the mouth every time you see a TikTok compilation on YouTube. Oh, don't believe me?
I am developing somewhat of a TikTok addiction. It's very bad. Beginning to think TikTok's becoming aware, and I, for one, don't trust it.
Okay, you gotta be foaming. You also can't trust TikTok. You only like the YouTube reels. You gotta be addicted. You gotta be so addicted that you have to get a rehab for that addiction that can't be solved. But also, you can't trust TikTok. No. But you have to be addicted to the TikTok compilations on YouTube, but not TikTok. TikTok itself, no. TikTok is untrustworthy. It will steal your history, okay? We can't have that. This is the final and most important step. If you do not follow this step, none of the other steps won't even matter. They don't exist if you don't follow this step, okay? You must have Jacksepticeye's social security number. If you don't have it, then you can't be Jacksepticeye. Therefore, you can't become Jacksepticeye. How to make that good, sweet money. Well, you have come to the right place. First step, save that money. If you have no money saved, then how are you going to spend it to make more money? Well, how do I save money? Well, simple, guy in stop photo. You need to stop paying for things you can't afford. For example, owning a house, driving a car, and therapy, and also electricity. You don't need any of those things. Come on. When was the last time you needed a house? A cardboard box will do just fine, okay? The easiest way to make money is not getting a job, because now we know that they have like 7 billion different interviews, and it's just, oh my gosh, it's too long. I gotta pay rent now, and it's not robbing a bank because that's illegal. Oh my gosh, that's so illegal. We don't want to go to jail because we're too broke to get a good lawyer and get bailed out of jail. So you know what we're gonna do instead? Simple, open up a lemonade stand. If kids can do it without a permit, then you can too. Hey, if that doesn't work, you could always end up selling crack. Wait, did you think I meant that? No, that's illegal. Duh. I meant this type of crack. Christmas crack. Everyone loves some Christmas crack. Buy some Christmas crack today at your local Walmart. Not sponsored by Walmart. If they did, I would only accept Tyson chicken nuggets as payment. And money. Don't forget the money. That's what this video is all about. Money. Another way to make money is to become a life coach. It's just a therapist without a degree. Basically, all you have to do is repeat things you see on posters. Be positive. Don't be negative. Believe in yourself. A lot of B puns are needed for this job, unfortunately. It's just a lot of B puns. But also, it's giving people tons of advice, like, that's bad, or you're worth it. Look into this mirror and cry. Do you feel insecure? Do you feel insecure now? How about now? Now? No? Huh. Then you're cured. I mean, you could summon the devil, but it's not recommended. And not because it's gonna take your soul and then you'll be damned. No, it's just too expensive and too slow. You gotta buy so many incense and candles and just the spooky hooky book, the spookies book to summon and know how to say the ancient chants or whatever. It's so expensive. And then most of the time he doesn't even show up because he just shows up whatever he wants. And I mean, it's so rude. Oh my gosh. But this isn't slow ways to make money, it's fast ways to make money. Hello, little gummy bears. You want to learn how to become a therapist without debt, homework, or even going to school or paying a tuition? Well, you have come to the right place. Now, let me tell you how you can become a therapist. First step. You gotta start learning how to read people's minds. As we all know, therapists are natural mind readers and they clearly have telekinesis. Therefore, that's how they know that you have depression and anxiety and ADHD, because they can just read your thoughts. They can read your overthinkingness. Therefore, they're mind readers. And not because they got some fancy smancy medical degree, okay? I mean, maybe. No. It's because they're mind readers and they're not telling people about it, but I know. Again, it might be because of the ADHD. Maybe because they went to school, but no, they're mind readers. Okay, next step. You to start practicing how to give advice, what better place than Facebook and Twitter, the platform where everyone shares their opinion that no one asks for. Like your Aunt Kathy, she's constantly asking, why don't you have kids? You should try harder to get a house, try harder to get a job. But little does she know about the economic climate of your situation, but she's given that unwanted advice like it's free jelly. Okay, step 42. Basically, you can only do this step if you have friends. If you don't have friends, then skip along, skip-a-loo, get out of here, go to the next step, skip the step. But if you do have friends, then we all know that friend that trauma dumps constantly. If you don't, then it's probably you, and you probably should go see a therapist. But anyway, we all know that one friend that trauma dumps. They either do go to therapy or they don't. When they don't go to therapy, then it's 10 times worse, and they don't recognize their issues, and they think it's a silly story. Oh, so funny. But they're good to practice on. Sure, they might get a little annoyed. You constantly give your opinion about something, or, they might start getting codependent, and you won't like that because they're being a bit too clingy, but it's for the greater good of your education into becoming a therapist. Okay, next step. Remember, never, ever be like this man right here. As long as you're not, you'll be the perfect therapist and human being. So you want to learn how not to be depressed? Well, you came to the right place. Because this video will fix all your problems. Except your marriage, credit card debt, avoiding the IRS, saving your family from Duolingo. I guess it won't fix all your problems. But anyway, let's get started. First step, stop sleeping. As we all know, sleeping is the time when you think more because it's so quiet and you're trying to go to sleep. So then you think more, and thinking more makes you think sad because you start thinking, oh no, am I good enough? Am I good enough? Or that time in 3rd grade you peed your pants. Why did you do that? Why? That was gross. But as we can all relate to these universal experience, I can't. Why did you pee your pants anyway? So the only solution to this? Blast heavy metal music, turn on all devices so you can be overstimulated. Therefore, your head hurts. Therefore, if your head hurts, it won't work. Therefore, you don't sleep. Therefore, problem solved. Step 2, never leave your home, because if you never leave your home, nothing bad can ever happen to you, because if you go outside, you get sad because you have to talk to people, and when you talk to people, it might be awkward. Therefore, you might think they might not like you. Therefore, very awkward. So therefore, you need to stay inside. Inside safe, inside good, inside life. Nothing can hurt you inside, except Legos. And starvation. But, it's just a choice we have to pay for. Now, you might be wondering, how do I not starve to death in my own house if I cannot leave? Well, simple. You can't order Grubhub. I'm just going to say that now, because if you order Grubhub, then you got to talk to people, and then if you talk to people, it might get awkward, and then you'll be sad. We don't want that. That's why you clicked on this video. So, instead, we're going to let wild animals inside your home, and then we're going to give them a little poke, a little jabby jab, or and then we're going to cook them over the stove deliciously. But what about taxes? Well, I'm glad you asked, because there's this thing called the internet, and you can pay taxes through the internet. I think you can do that, actually. I don't know. I mail mine, so, God, I sound old for saying the word mail. Is mail gonna still be a thing? Yeah, we have shipping, we have Temu, so it probably will still be a thing. But anyway, step 4, avoid alcohol. Alcohol is bad for your mental health, and you can get easily addicted and rely on that stuff. Instead, use Coca-Cola and Sunkist and Pepsi. Oh my gosh, Pepsi. Drink that instead. That will be much healthier. Instead of becoming an alcoholic, you'll get diabetes. Hopefully you have health insurance. If you don't, I don't know what to do. I don't know how health insurance works, so I mean. So you want to learn how to drink water. I'm not judging. I'm judging so hard. But anyway, let's get started. You want to learn how to drink water. Well, simple. First step, get water. Okay, second step, don't drink. Did I say drink? I know you were about to drink it. No. That's why it tastes so gross. That's why people say water's for the weak. Okay? Because you just were about to drink it without doing any of the steps. Shame on you. Shame. First things first, you gotta clean that water, okay? You don't know where it's been. It's probably been in the ocean. Because honestly, I don't trust the ocean. The ocean is disgusting. Why do we swim in the ocean when we know fish use that as a bathroom and there's so many dead fish in there? I don't know. It's gross. But anyway, you need to wash that water with some bleach, some sanitizer, some soap. Give it a thorough cleaning. Now, this is a very, very important step. You cannot skip this step, okay? Throw out the water because you put bleach in it. You can't drink bleach. Why would you put bleach in it? Why? Now, after throwing out that disgusting, ugly, bleach-filled water, you must travel by plane, it's important, by plane, to Australia to get an emu. And not an emo girl, even though they look kind of fine. Not an emo boy, even though they look kind of fine. But a bird. I know, disappointing, I'm sorry. But, you know, to get a bird. You must teach the emu how to fly. After you have taught it how to fly, you must use it to fly to the top of Mount Fuji. Why, you may ask? Well, simple. The vending machines, duh. And then you put your order in and then you realize, dang, I'm broke and I do not have any quarters. Well, there's a simple solution to that as well. Go to the nearest child, put them off the mountain, get the EXP, go to the mines, mine some emeralds, go to a villager, trade the villager for a quarter for the emerald, for the EXP, because what are you gonna do with that rock? Flaunt it around? No. Put your quarter in and then you realize something terrible, something truly, truly awful. You got the wrong brand of flavored water. How could you? Now we have to go summon a demon just to change the flavor of the water because you got the wrong brand. Okay, should have been paying attention. Now, once you summon the demon's gonna be like, what do you need me for? And then you're gonna be like, change this flavor to bottled water. And he's gonna be like, what? I said change the flavor. Okay, just don't act so hostile, dang. Now, once he changes the flavor, you taste it and you realize it's disgusting because it tastes like the souls of the damned. And then you get really frustrated and you chunk it into the ocean. And then you realize the ocean's made of water. You drink from it and it tastes, so salty. So deliciously salty. And then you remember the ocean has over 10 million diseases. So then you hurry to the ER. And once in the ER, they distribute you fluids so you don't die of something. Anyway, once you don't die of something, they will handle you a cup in a foam that has water in it. Now the cup with the foam that has water in it is not any ordinary cup. No, not any foam ordinary cup. It has Sonic ice in it.